Well, hello everyone, and good evening, and welcome to the wonderful world of Twitch. I'm so excited to say that it looks like stream is going great for us. Hopefully, you are out there and able to watch with us. Hi, my name is John. I'm here from Rook and Rasp. Tonight, we're going to be playing Dragon Age, which uses the Fantasy Age system put out by Green Ronin. Which, by the way, congratulations! I think several groups out there are going to be using Alchemy, which is the tabletop map system that we use. Both Kobold Press and Pathfinder signed with Alchemy to make it their official maps, VTT. So that's awesome. Uh, Makes me kind of excited about that. But altogether, things are going pretty nice. And yeah, so let me go ahead. I'm kind of out of it tonight. I just drove in on a whirlwind, so I'm going to be turning over to my players
What?
and letting them do an
Wait, does that
introduction.
John? Does that make you the Wicked Witch?
Probably.
Were you
So,
on a bicycle?
I did come out of the South, so
Okay.
technically, yeah. I'm a different level of witch. Anyway,
John in sparkly heels. John in sparkly heels.
I have no problem with that. If they did everything that they did in the show, give them to me. But saying that, let's go ahead and do some introductions. I'm going to start with someone who doesn't get started with enough, and that is Stevie.
Ooh.
Oh, hi. Hi, I'm Stevie. I use he, him pronouns. I play Amara Pallier, who uses she, her pronouns, who is a Butch Templar who is having emotions during this episode and might have a dramatic moment or two. We shall see.
Might. Uh, and we're actually going to. I'm just going to keep it random here. We're going to, do it like changing a tire, and we're going to go diagonally across. And Revna.
Good evening. It's Rev. I use she, her pronouns, as does my character Luvia, who is a Ravani merchant. And last week she was quite sneaky, so let's see if she can maintain that this week or if my dice are going to totally bork it for her.
And going down to Michael.
Hello, Michael. I use he/him pronouns, and I'll be playing Leon Hubert, our dashing and crazy flirtatious rogue
And
rogue artist.
rogue artist, yes. And over to Frankie.
Hi, all. My name is Frankie. I use they, them pronouns, and I am playing Ilian Toussaint. Ilian is a circle mage who is trying to remove the stick from their butt. So we'll see how it goes. They're a tense human being, and we'll see how if they ever calm down.
Do you need help
Yeah.
with that stick, darling?
Don't know why I didn't see that. Why didn't I anticipate that? This is my fault. This is on me at this point. Yeah, it is best. Doing their best, and possibly my cat starring tonight, depending on where she's at.
You never know. And we always welcome animals. That saying, let's go ahead and I need to do three small shout outs. First and foremost, I have dropped our address for our Discord into our chat. We do have an active Discord community, and during our shows, we oftentimes do what we call gift trains or everything, where we just drop our thoughts on our channel. So link is there. Come join us. And we're in the Dragon Age Orlais fans. That is the chat that we're using for during the show. Secondly, we also, like I said, use Alchemy VTT for our maps, which I just absolutely love what they do. It allows us to use videos as our backdrops. And finally, we also use tabletop audio for all the music and sounds that you're going to hear during the show, such as we're going to go ahead and get started with some. Uh, if I can remember, I have been resetting up all my music and getting us, you know, back up to date with everything, which I'm excited about. It's nice to have all my sounds organized. But so when we left our group of heroes, they were in the northernmost reaches of Orlais. They had proceeded to near Andoral's Reach, where they were in pursuit of the believed murderer of Lord Moreau. Sent there recently by a member of the Crows, who they are possibly in league with. But upon arriving in this campsite, they have, well, discovered that the murderer is not alone, has quite a few men with them, and also a mage, who perhaps one of our crew knows. And that's where we left off. Does anybody have anything they need to add to that? Yes, Rev?
One thing I forgot to ask you last week, as we were kind of on that little hillside looking down into the camp, and we did get a good look at Cleo, or Chloe? Chloe. Did she, even with her hood up, look at all like the person that Leon and Lou chased through the forest and who got away from us?
I will set that at... Let's go ahead and say we need to do a test for that. It's going to be challenging, which puts it at a 15, and I am going to say, I believe perception would be a good one for that.
Come on, Lou,
15
magic
on the
dice.
nose.
All
So
right.
good.
And doubles, I have 6 on the stunt dice, so I don't know if that helps, but...
If you want to use that for any additional stunts for more information, I will be happy to work with you on that.
Yeah, there's one that says something about yeah, there's object of your attention, which gives me a +1 bonus to further tests, and that makes me wonder, which I may make immediate another perception test at no additional cost in time or resources to discover more information about the object of my test.
Absolutely. All right. When you were observing Chloe, it was a dark night that night, and so that's why the test was so high. But your deductions looking at this individual, they move with a certain amount of grace that the other person didn't, and seems to be a little bit, definitely a different build. That's ultimately what's going to be your thing. It's not the same person.
Okay. Fair.
All right. Now, Gio had been poisoned, and the poison.
Really?
Yeah, the poison did not exactly
Remember that
work.
was a recon mission?
Uh,
Target of opportunity, I believe, is the phrase that we used.
Look, if I'd have rolled an even, he'd be dead now.
Truth.
Right.
well, technically, the poison that I had you for that one would have had him looking dead. That's the important part.
Oh, that would have been nice.
It would have been nice. But you got the poison that had a random effect that made them think that the first person they saw was a darkspawn or some other monster that they had to attack. And so now he is bound in his tent. The camp was very tense for a moment, as Gio's forces kind of squared off with the mage, and eventually that dissolved. So, it is very, very late in the evening. It is dark outside, and yes, Frankie?
I'm just curious, how many people are in the tent with Yo?
So, I believe that Luvia had snuck over and found that one individual was remaining in the tent and trying to be unseen.
Thank you.
Leon, when we go to do
Yes?
this tent burning thing, we've already noticed some tension amongst the two factions in this camp. Could
Mm-hmm.
we, when you do that, could you be very strategic, darling? So that it looks like maybe somebody was trying to retaliate. You know what I mean.
Do you have a tent in mind, dear?
I'm not sure whose tents belong to whom, but those over there look like they belong to Gilo's men, which surely if it burned, they would think that the mage's men did that in return. Wouldn't you think?
Do we want a spell cast from that area?
I would
Can
think
you throw magic like a ventriloquist?
No, I can't end the particles of the universe and then throw them and then cast them. That is
now,
not
Majillian,
something I can do.
this is just a
Monsieur Hubert.
suggestion. Merely a suggestion, but you noted that Chloe cast a spell which drew you to us. So
Yes.
the same would be true of when you cast a spell, she'll sense it.
John, would I
But
know if somebody can sense spell casting while they're asleep?
Let's go ahead and get a magic roll on that.
Yeah, that sounds right. Ooh. Hey! Shit.
And I'll set the difficulty on that as a. So let's go with the standard challenge. So for 13.
20.
Okay.
I have one skill, and it is magic.
Depending
That's
on
what I
how
am for.
deep the sleep is and how normally observant they are, a mage may know. But if they are deep asleep, obviously there are penalties involved and everything, so they normally would not be able to tell.
So I get what
Unless-
Leon's going for, is to
Yeah.
make them think she cast the spell.
Yes. I was thinking that as well, so I didn't know if you wanted me to go with Monsieur Hubert, sneak over near where she's sleeping, and cast it from there. But I
Maybe
don't
take-
know.
Maybe take a
And
little
can-
wider path outside of their line of sight.
Yes.
Just to keep you hidden, that's all.
Yes. No, I would prefer not to be stabbed.
We would prefer you not to be stabbed as well. I'm growing fond of you, darling.
Ilian's face.
I know
like,
I
is
prefer to be the one
brief-
doing the stabbing, but yeah.
Ilian's face briefly softened and went to have a moment with Lou, and then Leon spoke and immediately shut down again.
Ruin everything.
Perfectly ruined. Yes, I can. Also, they'd have to see the magic come from somewhere, because unless somebody here is, like Templar and Training Palier or myself, they will not be able to sense the magic.
Now
So
this
they'd
again,
have to
this,
see it.
this is a mere suggestion. I know
Yeah.
Leon's target when he gets down there, but possibly if you could frighten their horses, which may scatter to the winds, might be also a distraction.
That may be a better use of the magic. The fire will take on its own, but scattering the horses would be a little more difficult.
I could do that.
While
I think.
while y'all are talking, I'm gonna go ahead and switch over the screen so that our viewers can also see the layout of the camp. So that will be coming up for them. Of course,
How chimmy.
imagine, viewers, that for this map, it is supposed to be in the dark of the evening. So, but yeah, with it being animated and everything else, getting that is a little bit harder.
The stars at night are big and bright, deep in the heart of Orlais.
Now, I will let you know that the mage will find their way to this wagon here. And as far as the guards go, most of them will end up going to various tents. And there are there are 3 individuals still out on patrol.
And where are the horses?
All right. Now, the horses, looking at the map, are going to be up and beyond the tent on the left side. So a little ways away from the river.
Okay. Alrighty. Okay. So
So
Lou-
Amara and I will wait here until the distraction kicks off.
So Leon and I are team fuck around.
Mm-hmm.
You
We
two
are.
are team find out.
Yes.
Fuff. Fuff off.
Fuff.
Fo. Fo.
FO.
So, how is this going to work, team?
I I don't see me. Am I here? Where I be?
Let's see really quick. You might not be on there yet. I can add you to it.
No, actually, I don't think either Ilian or
Ah.
Amara were on the map from before.
Well, now I have you directly next to Leon. And who
Awesome.
else do we need on the map?
Mara.
Think-
Mara.
Yes.
And where is Amara going
So-
to be?
Next to Lou.
All right.
I think on the map last week I was next to the tent, but then I moved back away from the tent, but we never moved the marker.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, is that roughly where you're going to reposition?
Well, we're staying out of sight until the distraction and then sneak
Ah.
back down to the tent and hopefully we'll peek through the hole I made to make sure that the skulker took off before we try to get Gilo.
Okay. Well, let's go ahead
Hopefully.
and I'm going to go ahead and say roll for the first group going in. You're going to
Stealth?
Yep. Some stealth rolls.
Dexterity,
That
correct?
is
Yep, and it's going to actually be because of the it's dark at night and you have cover. I mean, this is a overgrown area. The challenge rating is going to be at an 11.
Okay.
if we like watch the patterns of patrols and like time it, can that lower it a little bit? I'm utterly terrified that I'm gonna fuck this up.
11's pretty low already, to be honest.
Yeah.
It was.
Okay.
Yep.
You got this, Frankie.
Oh, thank God. Okay. I got a 15 with double sixes, so 6 on the stunt die.
Oof.
Ooh,
Oof.
Nice.
very
I
nice.
literally got 11.
They're like the wind through the trees.
Now, do you want to see about using any of those stunt points? You kind of got to use them.
I
They can't
do.
really stick around.
Yeah.
So.
I'm just gonna just in case, I'm gonna take the upper hand, which gives me +3 to a bonus on initiative if we end up in combat.
Very good.
And then I might also I think that's all I need for now.
All right. Feel free to move your trackers to where you're trying to go.
All right.
Around, sneaky boy, sneaky boy, sneaky boy, sneaky boy.
And that'll let me.
Do-do-do.
boy.
All
Right.
right.
So I think
I'm gonna go ahead.
Leon
and-
is. Yeah, Leon's gonna move up with Ilian. Which tent are you moving into the bushes or behind one of the tents, Ilian?
I'm going to where the horses are, which is I think where I'm currently
Yep.
at.
Okay.
Yep, that would be you. Trying to get you
All
a
right.
little bit
Yes.
closer to on screen.
So Leon is going to park right here, but like kind of between the tent and this nice piece of overgrown shrubbery. Possibly a tree, possibly a bush.
Sure.
Leon's all about getting into that bush.
Indeed. All right. So you have made it there. The guards are none the wiser for the moment. Uh, however, the horses.
Think I'm really cool and want to be my besties?
Let's see. I want you to get a empathy roll in on that because
Hmm.
you are going to need to keep those horses from. Actually, that sorry, we're going to go with not empathy, communication because animal handling is under communication.
Okay. Okay. Come on, baby. Oh. Right, cat. That is not you. Well, that could have been worse technically.
Excellent.
All
10.
okay. Leon, the guard closest to you is now heading towards the animal pens.
This is a great time for Leon to pour out the remainder of his small flask onto the canvas of the tent. Then strike a small flint off of his belt buckle, because what else starts fires? And yeah, we're gonna try and start that fire. Would you like me to make a roll to start that fire, John?
You know, I
A
almost
cunning
feel
roll,
like
perhaps?
this needs to be a little bit of a moment of chaos. So we're gonna introduce a little bit of chaos to this element.
Okay.
Do it.
All right,
Yes.
average in this game is an 11. I want you to
Mhm.
roll 3d6, and I want you to roll it twice.
Okay.
Whichever one is furthest from 11 is the dice set that you're going to keep. How does that sound?
Ooh, okay.
Furthest?
Well, yeah, so either highest or lowest, furthest from 11, right?
Yes.
All right.
God.
Here
It's
we
either
go.
going to go great or it's going to go terrible.
First set of rolls.
Thank you, Brandon Lee, for that wonderful idea of rolling.
10, 13, and we're using cunning? Or just straight roll?
I will let you use cunning.
Okay. Okay, that's going to be a 17 for the first roll.
Pretty good.
So that's
Second
6
roll.
passed.
All right. 9, 12, 13, 14, 15 for the second roll.
All right, so 17. Because fire always is kind of a little bit tricky like that.
Doesn't love some delicious chaos.
It catches, and at first, you're striking your flint, and you get the perfect sparks, and it not only does it ignite, it must have been sitting for a while, and you just got the most alcohol out of that flask.
There was a small breeze that just blew the vapor in just the right way, right?
And it's like, woof, this, all of a sudden you have a spot of 1 foot of flame, and it's going to get going even further.
Leon is going to move. Ooh, let's see. Leon is going to make a move away from the fire, because away from fire, and going to head back around, like along the shrubbery, toward the wagon.
All right. Now, remember that the wagon where she is located is this one up here.
Yep.
All
So
right.
I'm taking a little piece of cover in the shrubbery behind the other wagon. Would you like me to make another stealth check? Or are they sufficiently distracted?
Right now, I think that they are more than sufficiently distracted because the guard that was closest is on their way towards the corral. So probably next round something else could happen. And the person inside the wagon is unaware. So you have a moment to move freely.
All right.
Which, yeah.
Which Leon will take.
All right. Ilian, go ahead and give me a perception roll really quick.
Oh, yay. Oh, okay. I got bubbles, with a 2 on the dragon die, so 5. Would 12 get me there?
Absolutely. You know that somebody is moving through the camp coming your direction. They're probably about
Okay.
20 feet from you. There's a tent in
Okay.
between them and you.
Would this count as like exploration? What kind of stunt? Because I have 5
Ooh.
stunt points.
Hmm.
So
I want to use
exploration
them.
may work. I
Be a
kind of
sneaky.
like them because they kind of go across the boundary. And
Yeah.
there's also, yeah, the exploration ones are this is so good. I'll let either exploration or the role playing ones work. Although the role playing right now,
Yeah. No.
yeah.
Hold on just a thing. Sway the crowd, stun silence, just flirt, Tower of Will. Um.
Yeah, Tower of Will. A addition to Tower of Will could work where basically you're kind of feeling you're like, oh, I can hear him coming, and you might actually be
Mhm.
impressed and be like, hey, maybe I'm pretty good at this.
Well, I was wondering if I could like. Here's what I want to do.
Okay.
I want to um try to like make my voice just sound like a guard and be like horses were startled by fox, everything's fine.
Oh, that's definitely a roll. That is so a roll.
But my
Uh,
acting was so good. Does that mean I'm really good at it?
let's go ahead
Everything's
and
fine. Nothing to see
performance
here.
communication. And if you want to use those stunt points to bolster up a bonus on that.
Yeah, so could I get like a +1?
Yeah,
The
absolutely.
Tower of Will? Okay. So communication. Okay, come on. 14.
Nice. Let's see how they do.
Please be dumb. Please be dumb. Please be dumb.
Guys, I'm just going to pick them up and show you exactly what I rolled.
Oh boy. Could be good, could be bad.
That's 3 ones.
Can't see it from me.
Ooh,
That's 3 ones.
Wow.
He's
Well-
a very special snowflake.
Will Wheaton has nothing on me. I'm sorry.
Oh no, things went well for me. I'm terribly upset.
The guard's like,
It was just horses were stared by a fox.
okay.
Seemed fine.
And the guard will basically completely and utterly believe you and starts heading back towards the wagons and where
Did you
they were
not notice
before.
the fire?
Not yet, because the fire is over here. The fire is on the back of this tent. It hasn't gotten that far started yet. In another round or two, it will.
So, was that my turn?
I
I wanted
heard
to
them.
spook the horses.
Yeah, you heard them. You got him. You unfortunately that will be your turn. I'm gonna actually go over to team find out. Give them an opportunity to do some
Work for
stuff here
fuck
too.
around.
Let's go and ask Luvia. Luvia, what are you going to be doing?
I'm sat right next to Amara. We're watching kind of what's going on and waiting for that opportunity. So Lou's going to kind of lean over to Amara and go, I don't know if it helps or not, Amara, but Chloe is not the woman that we saw in the forest that night. The one that disappeared with using spirit magic.
Amara sighs and says, I don't know if that helps either. If I could just talk to her, maybe we could get her away too.
Maybe, but I hate to say this to you. It has to be a secondary to everything else.
No, you're right. You're right. She says, but kind of like she's saying it to herself. But Amara is like posed and like ready to like sneak in or rush in if like Ilian gets caught and then suddenly we need someone barging in through the other side.
All right. Is team find out going to do anything else?
I
Not
think
at the
we're
moment,
waiting
'cause-
until something happens and then we're gonna move.
All
We
right.
haven't we haven't heard a guard shout that there's intruders or anything like that, and we don't see the flame yet, I'm assuming. So
Mhm.
unless I can from here try and get eyes on maybe smoke or something.
If you had eyes on the wagon and you are in the same place, you probably can see the start of the flame. Because even that amount, a foot worth of fire will illuminate an area. It's just that
Yeah.
the rest of the camp can't see it yet.
Right. Okay, so we're just waiting for them to respond to that, and then
Yep.
we sneak down there. Hopefully.
All right. Back to find out. Or actually, this would be back to fuck,
No.
back to fuck around.
Just fuck
Yeah,
around.
yes.
Yep. Okay. So, Michael. So with Leon and Ilian, what are y'all going to be doing?
Leon is waiting to see if that guard continues moving through the camp, the one that was approaching the horses.
Okay.
I was fooled by my amazing acting skills.
Exactly.
He will actually move back into this area with the trees at his back and faces the river.
Good dumbass.
Oh, he's so thick.
Okay, well, in that case, and so we have two people in the tent to the north, right?
Yes.
And one person in the tent to the west. Leon,
Do we want to wait for them to rush to deal with the fire and then fuck with the wagon?
that's kind of what I'm waiting for. But I
Yeah.
also thought, yeah, we're gonna wait. We're gonna wait.
Okay.
My internal rogue was like backstab, but the Leon part of that is like, why would I stab this guy when I don't have to right now?
Only necessary stabbings.
Well, I mean, again, Leon loves to stab, but maybe not with a dagger.
All right.
And
Oh,
maybe
it's
not right
dick
now.
Ilian,
Got it.
Alien,
I will say for Ilian, you're trying to release the horses, yes?
Yes.
One more animal handling check.
And that's under communication?
Yes.
Or...
Yep.
Okay. Come on.
So,
Don't think I hit it. That would be, I did roll doubles. That would be a big 9. A big old 9, though. The biggest 9 that you've ever seen in your life.
the rope is giving you actually a little bit of trouble trying to get the horses released. On
I
top
fooled the man, but a double knot will be my undoing.
maybe you're a little bit there's some adrenaline going. Your hands are shaking a little bit.
I go to undo the knot and accidentally tighten it.
While you're standing there, go ahead and give me a perception check though.
Shit. Well, I don't think that's gonna go any better. You know, I just thought I'd round that out with another big ol' 9. What don't I see?
I don't know.
This rope is... Oh, I'm gonna show it who's boss. And I'm
All
just...
right. Fire begins to spread further on the canvas of the tent. It is now a good 5-foot swath of the back of it. It is quite noticeable, and more than likely in the next round, the guards will notice. So this gives you one more round before the camp goes on alert to do anything. Michael, you doing anything?
We're gonna wait. Leon is gonna be patient.
All right. Ilian, and I actually think I will mention we should have one reroll from last episode.
Yeah, we do.
So we have one.
Can I?
Yeah,
Can I try? Can we see if I'm capable of untying a knot?
absolutely.
All right. This is wait, this is animal handling, so
Yes.
we're communication still.
Communications. And if you'd like, you can use dexterity instead.
No, I got a 13.
All right.
I did get doubles with 4 stunts. Again, Jesus. I don't think there's anything.
Oh,
I
I
wanna
have a
see-
suggestion. I have a suggestion.
Yes, please.
Perhaps in your untying of the horses, maybe you tied one of them to the tent to your, southeast, perhaps, or one or two of them. So when the horses run off, they may
I mean, if the
take a
DM
tent with
will
them.
if the DM will allow it, I would
Hey.
love to do that.
I am all for it.
But how many stunt points would that cost me?
Uh, let me see. I'm on
What
this
I'm thinking
shooting
is
for the
I
hit
would
to say
like to
3.
be. Okay. The reason I'm asking is I was also hopefully going to. I was wondering if I could use sway the crowd to get these horses to listen to me and bolt.
I like it. I think it's a good use.
Do you
of
have
it.
an apple?
Do I have apple?
Now, I was going to say part of it was communications. Reason I was using that for getting untied was obviously it's animal handling. You don't want them pulling against the reins as you're trying to untie them.
Yeah.
So there is a big part of that to it, and yeah, they are. You have their rapt attention as they are realizing, okay, this person is not the enemy. Maybe they have food.
Ooh,
I mean, I've always heard
I actually
that
know what I'd like to do.
yeah, horses are a lot like vegetarian large dogs, as far as
Grass
intelligence
dogs.
goes. Yes.
Grass dogs. Oh, I have a plan then. Oh, this is gonna go great.
Fluffy puppies.
I'm assuming since I did that, I need to wait till my next turn to
Yep.
do my next. Okay.
I will check in really quick with team. Find out any changes, anything y'all want to do. You get that 5-foot wall of fire now.
Has
All right.
anyone emerged from that tent yet?
Not yet, surprisingly. But like I said, so next
Leon
round.
burns 4 men alive.
Well,
All right.
hopefully, Amara, if we have to go into that tent and take out the guard, we can do that without anyone else noticing with the rest of the chaos. If that's the case.
It's possible. All right. We're going to go ahead and say that on this upcoming round, the soldiers are going to now begin to react. So immediately, these two are going to be coming out of the tent and around to seeing the fire. One who was on patrol near the beach also is coming. The fire has spread now to about 8 feet
finally.
along the back side of the tent. It is illuminating, is possibly going to catch the tree on fire nearby. The flames are coming off that high and into the branches. Depending on how wet the branches are, we'll see where it goes from there. And they are calling for the person inside the tent to get out of there.
Leon's going to take this opportunity. I should say, let's maybe go around to find out, because find out was waiting for their distraction.
Yep. Oh, and with that, I will say, team find out. Coming, this individual who is guarding the tent over here makes their way across, and will be probably right here by the fire as they're walking through the camp to come see what's going on.
Hey, John.
Mhm.
I'm sorry. I just want to clarify. I thought there was only one guard in the main tent. The tokens are many.
Yes, they had moved over. Sorry, they
Okay.
are.
No, I just wanted to make sure they weren't going into a.
These
murder
two
trap.
should be over here as well. I don't know how they got moved, but it happens sometimes.
Vibing.
Yeah, so if they get a knock to their perception, or if we get a bonus to our stealth, I say we move in.
All right.
Yeah, was that the guard? Was that the guard that I was waiting for to leave the tent? Is he left the tent now?
He has not yet. The one that was immediately outside the tent on patrol, he just left.
We can get like close to like the rip in the tent and then wait to see if he leaves.
Yep, good idea.
All
Okay. Sneaking down there.
And I'm gonna set the difficulty before you tell me at. Oof.
I have an 18.
Difficulty is at a 13.
And I got a 14. Booyah!
Nice.
Silent plate mail.
Well, this means that there's other things that are more,
Lou stuffed some moss in the creaky bits. Like, hold still, we'll stick this in there.
All right.
Peek through that opening in the tent again, just like I did before.
All right, I'm gonna roll willpower for the one in the tent. Oof. They are at least curious enough to walk out.
So now I'm going to cut that hole bigger.
All right.
Since they've walked out of the tent. And Mara, if you want to grab him and drag him back up the hill, I'll search through the stuff in here.
Yep, I grab Gio and fucking book it.
All right. So for you, I'm gonna need a strength check, I believe.
Yeah.
Beefy Butch!
Could I make an argument for dexterity brawling? Because I've probably had to carry people out of brawls after they've been passed out drunk.
I would say, okay, here's my caveat. I will let dexterity go if it is that you are dragging them out. If you're tossing them over your shoulder, it's going to be strength.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with strength. I'm tossing him over my shoulder. I'm not dragging him. Let's see.
Stop dragging my killer around.
That's a 12?
You got it. 11
Nice
is
roll.
the average.
That would have been so embarrassing. if I failed it.
Luvia, let's go ahead and get that perception
Slippery.
check to see if you can find anything in here.
6, 5, 17, 18, 20.
All right.
With 5 stunt points. So I'd like to do that in half the time. I think that's one of the speedy search.
Yep. All right. So you find, first and foremost, easiest thing to find is Gio's belt, which has his sword, his purse, and a strange leather satchel. Which, while in that time of searching, you find a groat.
Nice. Oh.
As you make your way through the rest of his tent, you open up a smaller chest, which holds several papers. And if you don't look at them, we'll just say that we can look at them in a bit, but you can grab the whole bundle.
Yep, grab the bundle and beat feet.
All right.
Hopefully stealthily.
And for the two of you, go ahead and stealth again as you are making your escape.
All right.
15. With 5 stunt points. If I need them.
Yep.
That is.
I'm going to be looking for 13 for Stevie.
I got an 18 with 3 stunt points.
Wow.
So if I could use my stunt points to do, I know it says speedy search, but the text says you complete your test in half the time it would take. So can I say I'm like going zooming?
Yeah, absolutely. A fast stealth, movement would work in that case.
Yeah, and I'll use the same thing out of my stunt points to quickly get away.
All right. So back over to team fuck around. If you haven't acted, the fire is going to grow, and finally that one individual is going to come out. And they are more groggy than anything, but then they see that the tent is engulfed. This individual will make it across and past this this one wagon.
As that individual passes between the wagons,
Mhm.
Leon's going to try to stealth over to the wagon by the water.
All right, let's go ahead and get that roll in.
I'll take that. That is double sixes with a 6 on the stunt die. So 12, 12, 16, 19.
19.
And
Wow.
for that, we will do. Oh, geez. Oh boy, are we? We're in exploration stunts at the moment, correct? Or
That would work.
Okay.
Exploration stunts. Role-playing stunts also work. I know with your character, I think role-playing stunts almost always are active.
yeah. Perhaps. I will take upper hand just in case, because this could go sideways.
Mhm.
And actually, you know what? No, I'm going to take resources at hand, and I'm going to take. Let's see. Since I'm trying to get this thing to roll into the water, what would is there an engineering focus or
Ooh.
construction, perhaps something that would give me a mechanical benefit to figuring out how to make this happen?
You know, there
There
absolutely
is engineering under cunning.
I'll take engineering as a temporary focus under cunning
All right.
for
Ooh.
4, and then we will do. I'll take the other 2 for. I'll spend 1 for advantageous position.
All right.
All right. So Leon whoops over here, and then I believe I'd like to make an engineering check to see the quickest way to make this baby roll.
Let's go for that. In the meantime, I'm gonna say, Ilian, you need to do an animal handling check.
Yeah, do. Okay. Okay, babies. Be nice. Oh. 15.
What do you want them to do? That's the
So
best
what
way to put
I would
this.
what I would like to do. So I have a random question that is important, I promise.
Mhm.
I know that Valmontaigne is one of the major players and Chalons, but who is the third player
So
in
there's
the
Duchalon, Valmontaigne, and the Chevalier, who was the nephew of the former Empress.
what is his what is he referred to as?
Oh, same last name. It's the Empress Celine. Does anybody remember?
Valmont.
Valmont.
Valmont. So Chevalier Valmont.
Yep.
That's what he's be called. Okay, so I would like to swing up onto the nicest looking horse. And then I would like to yell as loud as I can. You know, Viva la Chevalier Valmont, and then take off with the horses in hopes that that will just completely distract away from what's going on the other side.
All
You're
right.
going with the
With all
horses?
the horses. With all the horses. Want to steal their horses and make them try to chase me.
Oh,
On
this
foot.
is wonderful.
All right.
I want new horses.
Um,
I want a pony.
Yes. Rev.
As they get clear, Lou's going to look at Amara and go, 2 things. 1, that was really hot. Just saying, that was really hot. 2, I know what it's like to have someone you care about in a dangerous position. Do you want me to stay here unhidden and follow Chloe?
Amara pauses, like looks down at the ground and pauses in hauling Gio and says, "No. If you could go after Mage Tussauds. I'm worried. I heard their voice, saying something about the Valmont. Something's going on."
Okay. Get him when we get back to the cart. I'll grab Azukar and take off. Okay.
And Amara's gonna keep going with Gio.
Yeah, and then she'll whistle for Azukar because the other 2 horses are attached to the wagon.
All right.
They hear you?
What was your role, Michael, for your
Engineering
registry? Yes.
Leon's engineering roll was a 14, 17 with my cunning, and there are double 5s. So I got 5 stunt points to spend. And we're gonna do.
You have ruined their night.
We're gonna do.
You're terrifying people.
What the hell? I already did upper hand in the last moment. We're gonna do with a flourish, because I think the only people that can see me right now are probably Lou. I think Lou is the only person who can see me right now, and Lou's gonna see me do some dope shit. Leon moves like just to the edge of the wagon where I believe the entry is, like the doorway. And is this a completely wooden wagon, correct? Or is it wooden with a curtain? Is there a door on it?
It is wooden. There is a curtain.
There is a curtain. Okay.
Yes.
Well, that's unfortunate. I'm just gonna lock the door. Leon will look at the chocks behind the wheels, kind of pull his quarterstaff like quietly from off his back, take the staff, and almost like a pool cue, pop one of the chocks. That chock whacks the other chock, and they both go rolling into the bushes.
Nice. All right. And of course, with that roll of the engineering, the wagon begins to move. I'm going to say silently at first, but it's going to pick up speed as it slowly goes down the bank towards the river.
And Leon is going to take that moment to run, and he's going to quickly move south between the fire and this other wagon.
Mm-hmm.
And as he's moving, let's do. We have 2 points left.
You gonna stealth out of there or anything, or?
So I just rolled. I rolled a dex check, and I want to do that, a dexterity check, because as I'm moving past the fire, Leon's gonna reach down and grab a piece of the wood that's burning, and toss it to his right into the wagon that is on his right.
Okay.
Nobody's in that wagon. He's just gonna toss the flaming log into the wagon as he runs by.
All right. So just kind of
shit.
bring this whole scene around. You set fire to the tent. The people are gathered, kind of wondering what has happened, what caused this fire, everything else. Moments later, somebody's yelling, "Viva Valmont!" and takes off with this group of horses, which after a moment pull loose a tent that is being dragged behind the group of horses as well. Now, while all this commotion is going on, Luvia and Amara, you've gone in, you've gotten your proof, you've gotten, Gio, and in the Feast de Resistance, Leon has knocked the wagon loose. It is speeding down the bank, heading towards the edge of that river. And the group of soldiers are relatively unaware of what's happening until it hits
The center of the
big
storm.
splash as the wagon hits the river and proceeds out and away from the bank. A good, I'm going to start off by saying about 6-7 feet. Now, with that splash, the group of soldiers are like, okay, and I'm going to change us over really quick back to us. The group of soldiers are looking now. It's like the horses, the mage, the horses, the mage, kind of this, this almost running around with their heads cut off kind of moment. When finally one of the voices of these men are like, screw the mage, get the horses, put out the fire, and go check on Gio. One person yells all that. At the same time, from inside the wagon, there is a light and the curtains fly open. And there is a voice that calls out, it's like, bloody hell! I can't swim!
Oh no!
Is the wagon starting to float downriver?
Yes. The soldiers are like, fuck her. Take care of the tent. And the campsite is in chaos as they are dealing with their immediate problems. There are two who decide to take off running after Ilian, hoping that maybe
Rev's been, yeah.
Rev.
Do I have my horse now? Do I have Azukar?
Absolutely.
But thank you for saying all that, because Lou was going to do something potentially very stupid, which now she might get away with. She's going to come barreling down across that river, wait until Chloe sticks her head out, grab her, and pull her onto Azukar and take off after Ilian, if I can.
Yeah.
Ilian was going to split off from the main group of horses, keeping his, and kind of direct them away, and then try to split off and hopefully do it out of sight of the people chasing me, so they go after the main group, and I'm going to try to do a really long loop back to our...
That sounds cunning to me.
And
So
now I'm just
I'm gonna
just
start
a
with-
little guy.
yeah, cunning for you, but for Rev, I'm going to say strength check for you, getting her onto the horse. Unless you want
Does
we still have
arcane
a-
lore work
and we
there? No.
Sorry, Rev, what was that?
And we still have, just in case, a reroll on the table, but you were going to give me another option other than strength, where you start to
yes.
say or.
No, actually, I think Frankie used that reroll unless somebody bought a new one.
Did you?
Oh.
I used that reroll because I flubbed a thing.
Got you,
Okay.
got you.
For the knot untie, I believe.
Yes, I needed to untie that knot desperately.
I was going to say if you would rather try and go for a communication to try and get them to, obviously they are shaken by the prospect of swimming.
I will 100% use my communication. That's a much better skill for me.
All right.
And
3 fours is 12, and another 4 is 16, and with 4 stunt points,
Yeah.
Oof.
I'm going to. Oof. Oh God. Maybe. Oh God. What I'm gonna say to her is, "I'm a friend. Come with me. I will get you to safety." So whichever one's going to help me with that. I don't know if Tower of Will. No. Sway the crowd.
Sway the crowd, I would definitely let go, be used. Trying to think. Technically, it is an oppose, so with a flourish would also work.
Oh yeah, there you go with the flourish.
And that would be a 11 plus 2 is a 13 on their end.
Yeah,
Oh,
I get a
and
16.
I
Nice.
didn't hear anybody mention it, but Mooncrow has purchased a reroll for Rev.
Hey, thank you so
Thank
much,
you,
Mooncrow.
Mooncrow. I'll hang on to that. I don't need it at the moment, but I will hold on to it.
And then back over, Ilian, I said you needed to be cunning to get your horse to look like it was not part of the group or to get away from the main group.
I got a 16 with 4 stunt points.
Nice.
Oof. You're rolling well tonight.
I know. Hopefully it's making up for last time where it was just balls.
Well, except if
I
it
would.
involves knots.
Ayo. I would like to. I don't know. This is cunning. I would like to. With my stunt points, I don't know if this would be like a sway the crowd. I want them to really believe that I stayed with the main group. So I don't know if it's like way
Yeah.
I dip out. It is like in shadow, so like it really doesn't seem like I've split off at all, and they try to keep going after that main chunk of
I
horses.
also have a suggestion for a cool thing. For a cool thing Ilian could do,
What you got?
like from the old westerns. So as you're riding the horse, like you slide
Do I
off
dip to the
si-
side?
You dip off
Yeah.
the side of the horse, holding on to like the neck, and like so you kind of like disappear to the side in the crowd of horses. Like suddenly you're gone, and your horse
That's a good one.
takes off and.
Should play Ilian. Damn. Okay. Yes, I will do that. And Ilian will split away, and as soon as I am able to, if I'm away and I don't think they're following me, I'm going to slow the horse down, stop the horse, get off, and vomit into a bush.
All right.
That was terrifying.
Rev, you managed to get. She comes onto the horse willingly, and you
And I
two
take
are,
off.
Yeah. In the midst of all of this pandemonium, just checking in with you, Michael. Is Leon doing anything else besides trying to get back to Amara?
Leon is literally at this point just kind of strolling back to where Amara is, and
An explosion behind him.
stopping on occasion to turn and just watch the abject chaos and things that are happening behind in this camp they have totally ruined.
All right. I will say a few arrows fly towards you, Rev. None of them hitting. As they react to somebody riding out and grabbing the mage off the wagon that had gone into the river.
He is going to yell over her shoulder, "You said fucker, and I'm going to," and just keep taking. Just spur him harder to keep going.
They, you watch also, though, they yank some canvas up that is alongside the riverbank, and there are 3 small skiffs there. But the moment you get out of the river, like, oh, son of a bitch, and then they take off running in that direction instead, trying to stay on land, following wherever you disappeared to.
Well, as soon as I pull away from the river, I'm going to I'm going to try to lose them and circle back to the wagon.
All right.
I'm assuming that's going to bring Ilian and Lou together at some point.
Yep. So for a final roll, getting everybody together to get the heck out of there. Who wants to make the cunning roll to make sure you all find each other?
I would say Leon, since he has the best cunning.
Mm-hmm.
Leon's also not doing anything, so maybe Leon.
He's on a stroll. Is he
Thank
eating
you
bread?
for that, Rev. But yeah, Leon's effectively just kind of taking a walk right now. So, yeah, we'll make the cunning roll. All right, we'll take it. 6, 11, 15.
15. So you first managed to find Amara with Gio, and say you're like, okay, let's get him out of here. The wagon's back this way. I think that's where that'll probably be where Luvia will head more than likely. And Livia, you'll meet up with them first. You're making your way in the direction of where you think, you know, that alien would have been. And you all in a group of bushes, you think you hear something, a small animal, or maybe something throwing up. Uh,
Also, when Ilian, like, if Ilian hears any approaching, immediately gonna pretend that didn't happen. Absolutely, like, no, I didn't puke. I'm fine.
Lou will pretend she didn't see it as
I
well,
eat
but
danger for breakfast. I'm fine.
Leon,
as we
like,
gather Ilian
go ahead.
back up, Lou's gonna look over her shoulder at Chloe and go, I'm taking you back to a friend of yours. If you hurt her, I will take it extremely personally. Are we clear?
she just nods, kind of curious what all this means.
And then
I
as soon
do.
as Ilian's on horse, if necessary, I'll grab the reins and heel Azukar so both horses keep up together.
I got the horse. I got.
You have a little something here, darling. A little something here on the chin.
All right.
And then Ilian, I don't believe I caught your name. I am Mage Toussaint of the. What circle am I from? That's such a reasonable question that I should know the answer to.
Say the circle.
The Gishlain circle.
She looks at
Leon.
you, and just kind of nods. But it's more of the look that she will look, when she looks over at Amara.
So wait, do we make it? Do they all arrive back at camp?
You all arrive at the wagon, but I figured you're not going to be staying anywhere near here.
Yeah. In the meantime, while everyone was trying to make their way back to the wagon, I want to tie up Gio
All right.
and make sure he's like unarmed. Like search him for any hidden daggers or darts or things like that. Make sure he is unarmed and tied the fuck up and also gagged.
Perception, really quick.
Okie dokie. This
So
will
I
go
do
well.
have his sword belt, so that's a plus.
10.
All right. You think you did a great job,
I did great.
All right. And with that, we're actually going to take a quick break. When we return, we'll see what exactly the drama is. See y'all in 10, everyone. And we are back. Hello, everyone. This is John here at Rook and Rasp. And earlier we did a few shout outs about the programs we're using. I want to shout out one more thing. Uh, Obviously, if you weren't aware, so I believe that the bundle for trans rights in Florida came to an end. It did exceedingly well. And even if the bundle is no longer available, there is never a wrong time to donate to a good cause. So get out there and donate if you can. Uh, that said, there is also a new bundle for Owen Casey Stevens. Owen Casey Stevens is a game creator and writer who has been instrumental in probably an RPG you are familiar with. Whether it is Pathfinder, Star Wars Saga Edition, or dozens more, including Dragon or not Dragon Age, but Fantasy Age Second Edition. He's one of the writers for, which this game uses the Fantasy Age system. He was diagnosed with cancer. He is currently fighting that. Did his MRI recently and came back that he is looking at something greater than stage 2 right now. So the bundle is to help with medical expenses. Please get out there, go check it out. It is up on Drive-Thru RPG, and support somebody who has helped us create games that like this one. Giving us these opportunities to live in our dream worlds. So just go ahead and toss that out there. But now let's get back to the game. So all of you have managed to arrive back at the wagon now. Did y'all want to go ahead and start up at the arrival with everyone, or do y'all want to be in transit? Rev?
As they get back to the wagon, Lou's gonna get down with her back to Chloe. Make sure she's unbuttoned to the appropriate level to show her cleavage. Walk up to Amara and go, "That was so incredibly hot," and grab her and kiss her.
Yeah, and Amara is gonna go like wide eyes and like she goes, hmm? And as you pull apart, Amara goes, thank
And
you.
then taps her on the nose and goes, "Surprises later." And then goes over to check the bindings on Gio. Oh, by the
Amara
way,
has a moment.
there's Cleo, Chloe, whatever her name is, and then trots off.
Yeah, Amara will say, Gio's in there. Amara will just kind of watch Chloe to see how Chloe is bouncing, because it's been a very long time. I don't know. Amara doesn't know if Chloe knows who she is.
It's going to take her a moment. Now, my understanding was for this character, you had remained pen pals after they left. Were they aware that you were going to become a Templar?
At that point, that was not an aspiration of Amara. It was as much of a, I'm going to do something to get above my station, but I'm not sure what.
Okay.
But then the letters just stopped coming back.
Oh! She stopped writing back?
But we don't know what happened. We don't know what happened. John might know what
True.
happened, but I don't know what happened.
Oh.
All right.
That wasn't Ilian, that was me.
Really glad Lou didn't have that piece of information going into this.
It takes her a moment to kind of right herself, and adjust herself after being rescued.
Kidnapped, whatever.
And the whole moment of, looking at the group of you, I mean, the words that were used were, these are my, your friends, you're here to rescue me. But now it's like, she's just standing here as you are getting ready to leave.
Ilian, oh, so sorry.
Mhm. No,
I was gonna
please.
say Ilian is gonna like dismount on his off of his new horse, which he will definitely have a name for. Don't worry. And uh, excellent work, Templar in training, Palier. And kind of like lead their horse back to tie it to the wagon and help get ready for moving. But also definitely stay in earshot.
You as well, Mage Toussaint. That was a interesting flair. Viva Valmont, huh?
Wanted to confuse them. I just figured that that was the one person that they hadn't recently fought.
I was inspired.
Thank you.
Chloe does a bit of a double take with all this
Yeah.
and walks
Yeah.
up.
I made it worse. Okay.
Gets about 3 feet from you. It is dark out here. To inspect your face. Well, shit, Amara.
Chloe.
There are so many things I want to say right now. As she looks you up and down.
Same. Are. First, are you okay? Are you injured?
No, I am fine, I suppose, thanks to your friend. You're a Templar?
In training, technically. And you are a part. Oh wait. Oh, gotta check my notes.
An
You
apostate.
gave
Broken
us the name of
chains.
this group,
Broken chains.
the Broken Chain. And you're a member of the Broken Chain.
Yes, I am.
Chloe, what happened?
You mean other than being sent to the tower? Going through my test? Being locked inside of a room and left there for 3 days by my supervisors to see if I would end up possessed? And deciding with several other people that I'd had enough?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry that shouldn't have happened. That's Yeah, Mara kind of deflates a minute and says kind of softly, kind of like looking at the ground like, why did you stop writing?
I stopped writing around the time of my test. Around the point when I started to think I was going to have to leave everything behind.
This is a lot, and it's
Sorry.
it's been quite a night, but you are safe with us, at least. And if you need to go your own way, I understand. She like reaches out her hand a little bit and then like lets it drop, and she says, I missed you, you know?
I understand. Nobody really knew what to expect at the temple. I missed you too. I would gladly take a ride because more than likely those soldiers, And she finally looks over and sees Gio.
Oh yeah, we also.
Which Lou is checking his bindings and patting him down.
Who are you working for? If you're
Justice,
are you a-
darling, justice.
you dress
See, he
as a
murdered a man.
Templar. You've
He
got
murdered a man.
oh. So you're
Who
not
are you
working
working for?
my order.
We're trying to do what's right,
Aren't we all?
which seems, yeah, it's an increasingly complicated position to hold.
I'd agree with that. Well, this is going to make my job much more interesting. Can I at least ride with you as far south as possible?
Yes. Amara doesn't hesitate. She doesn't consult anyone else. She says, yeah.
I obviously can't get past Gio's men. And it looks like
We
my
did.
job of negotiation is now probably over. Yes,
They were
Michael.
kind of, yeah, go ahead.
As this particular conversation is passing, Leon emerges from outside the campfire with a bucket of water. His clothes are basically piled over his shoulder. His hair is wet, and he's wearing a loincloth.
Excellent.
This is Monsieur Hubert, who is also traveling with us.
And 100%, when we were going like this, we were peeking over the edge of the wagon, eavesdropping.
100%. Yeah. He is
Love that.
What?
very resourceful.
I brought back some water in case anyone else wanted to wash. I smelled like all I smelled like was smoke, and I had to cleanse myself a bit. Oh, and you're the one Amara. You're the one Amara had asked about. Yes.
I'm guessing so. Looking over at Amara.
Amara looks in the other direction. Like Chloe looked at her, and Amara looks over there and looks. Amara's great at this.
Chloe, yes. And Leon just kind of lets his clothes shrug off of his shoulder and walks right up to Chloe and offers his hand.
Let's go ahead, and I'm gonna ask for a roll.
Yes.
Let's get a communication.
Roll
All right.
low, roll
So wait,
low.
Michael, is Leon doing an enchanté or like a handshake?
Leon is like putting his hand out, asking for hers.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Lou and I are
Nope.
still in the cart watching.
Okay, so that's double. I got 4 stunt points. That's double
Oh
fours.
my god.
8, 11, 15.
Elbow and Ilian, like, you see this shit?
I got a 14, which is one of my best rolls of the night, but you still beat me.
All right, so let's see what we want to do with these role-playing stunts.
He is mostly naked.
I'm definitely spending all 4 points on flirt.
Here you go.
God. The cylindrical
People
meat
think
comes
I'm-
back.
And people think because I'm Ravani that I'm the slag.
He beats
Not a single person has said that.
No, she's saying it, whispering it to
Oh.
We're
Ilian as they're in the
whispering.
cart.
We're gossiping.
Yeah.
Busy.
So if you win this test, that character becomes enamored with yours, assuming gender preference compatibility.
Oh.
Give me a perception
We-
check.
Chloe's so gay.
I mean, so 9, 10, 13.
They extend a hand, but you can tell that they are not really here for the flirting. It is more of a, well, this is cute.
Certainly, and that doesn't necessarily stop Leon. Um, Leon takes her hand and of course does the prerequisite like bend and like kind of a very light, gentle kiss, lets it go and gives a very deep bow, and then turns, and you can tell he's walking with a little bit of swagger so that his butt pops a little bit as he walks.
Amara puts her face in her hands.
Do we get the if you don't want to add another last name, that's totally fine. Does Chloe have a last name?
I don't know. Does Chloe have a last name, Stevie?
Um,
Only because Ilian would want to use that to address her.
Of course, of course.
I'm tossing it y'all's way.
If you have like 2 minutes, I'll have one.
Smith. Okay.
Last names.
How about Les Sommers?
Somewhere.
Chloe Lesmer? Yeah. If you put that in the chat, I'll write it down and add it to our spreadsheet.
I will.
Mage Le Sommer. Our intent was to assist you. If we have made, and obviously taking their leader has affected the work you do. But if us rescuing / taking you has caused you more problems, you do not have to remain here.
Honestly, he is only a stepping stone in what the plan is. And if he is being taken away for a crime that he committed, that is on him. Quite frankly, makes my life much nicer.
I don't want to be obvious about it, but is there a way I could ask her a question where the others can't hear very well, or like privately, without being like, I would like to talk to you alone?
Lou will help you out by walking up to Amara and being like, I could do that thing Leo did if you asked nicely.
That's very generous of you. But I think we should save that for when we have to talk our way past whatever road guards we have to, with a man bound in the back of our wagon.
Oh, honey, I have another fast talk. I didn't mean that kind of for you. I just meant for you. Right on the nose.
Leon is absolutely loving this. He's bent down. He's still washing off his arms kind of in this bucket of water and just
Yeah, Amara is blushing and is looking like to the right of Lou very respectfully, and like either that or like looking Lou directly in the eyes.
Like, those eyes are not flinching down for a moment.
Not at all. And saying that your generosity knows no bounds, Lou.
She will lean forward and whisper in Amara's ear, I'm just teasing. I wouldn't do anything to upset you.
She does relax a little bit and gives you a smile.
With everyone distracted, Ilian emotions to Chloe. I don't want to. I don't want you to feel any need to violate the confidence of those you work with. I was wondering if you'd had any word of an enchanter Gareth in your group.
Ooh. I am going to have to get back to you on that piece of information. You and I can go over that.
Hey.
But more likely the answer to that is going to be yes.
Oh shit.
Ooh.
If I don't ask you to confirm either way, it just hadn't heard if he'd gotten out all right, and I just wanted to know he's as safe as any of us can be. But if you would tell him Mage Toussaint sends their regards, I would be most obliged.
Certainly. Not to assume too much, but I think it would be best if we were moving.
Yes.
Yep.
There
Uh,
are still shouts in the distance from the camp as, the Keystone
Miss
guards are still trying to figure out what's going on.
Monsieur Hubert, are you done with your bath?
Oh yes, I'm fine. No one else wants the water. It seems as though it's a, and Leon looks consciously at Amara and Chloe, and Ilian and Lou. It seems as though it's gotten a bit warm around here, hasn't it?
Not that warm. Anyway, Amara, are you riding
Do
with
you need
me?
cooled off, Leon?
I mean, I certainly did.
Oh, where's Chloe gonna ride?
Chloe will make her way to the back of the wagon.
Yeah, so Amara will hop up in the front with Lou, kind of like they've done before.
Leon is going to sit on the back of the wagon, sunning himself.
Excellent. Mooning,
The
really.
middle
Mooning.
of the
Mooning,
night.
yes, I guess it is getting late. So a little moonlight bath.
Middle of the
A
fucking
little
night.
moonlight bath.
Ilian makes sure that his new horse is secured,
Would that be
and will
technically dusking your yoni? Sorry.
I call it recharging my crystal.
Sorry.
It's pretty good. Yeah, but let's book
I'm
it.
imagining like a Sailor Moon kind of sequence. Uh,
All right. So, we'll go ahead and move to some travel. So, you're now on your way across the countryside together and away from these troubles. So, you, for the most part, are going to be traveling by. Let's see if I can transition that in. Traveling by following the river eastward and away, and lowering back down in elevation, heading in the direction of what has been your home in the past. I want to go around and get everybody's take on what it is that you're going to be doing during kind of a extended travel montage. If there's any scenes that you want to have with your fellow players or with the NPC or information you're trying to glean. So, is there anybody who wants to start off?
I had one that I feel like would be more of a group one.
Mm-hmm.
Do we want to question Gio?
Well, yeah, I need to look at the papers that I have as soon as I can give Amara the
Oh,
reins and go over the papers.
I
and see
just
what
want to
they
make
say.
sure that we're feel like questioning him is like a group activity.
There are going to be, within the papers, discussions of troop movements and other things. He has held on to most of his papers and command papers from Duchalance. But one of the papers that you will find in there gives a amount and says, silence Lord Moreau. Locate their partner if you can. And gives a amount in coin.
Just curious what that amount was.
It's in excess of about 50 gold. Which
Cheap bastard.
in this universe, that's actually pretty damn wealthy. I mean, think of it more as in standard like fantasy D&D terms. A gold is the equivalent of a silver in this world. So this would be a pretty good amount of money.
Yeah.
Did we find any evidence of partner with Lord Moreau? With anything we found? Or did our Caw friend
Never mentioned
mention
it.
Possibly,
anything?
it's
Our
also
crow,
possible
the
that
crow friend.
y- it's also possible that the woman that
Caw.
escaped us in the forest may have been his partner.
Oh.
Just
Yeah,
throwing that out.
yeah, this is the first reference to partner I remember.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Same.
And I don't think they mean his wife. I think they mean someone else.
I think you
Oh,
are
she didn't
correct.
seem aware of what he'd been doing. Lou, I'm sorry I have to ask again. The package of his that contained the tapestry, where
Mhm.
was he sending it to?
A warehouse in Port Dublais.
Not an individual.
Mm-mm. I did send off a missive to someone I know to potentially take a look into this warehouse or its ties, but I haven't heard back from my little bird yet.
Okay. So,
Uh,
yeah, sorry.
oh, I was just gonna see if, thinking about questioning Gio, I was gonna ask Chloe if she knew anything he was afraid of. Or, like, just in their interactions, like, if there might be something we can leverage to, like, get him to tell us stuff.
Well, looking around his tent, I can say that he likes the finer things in life.
Mm.
You know, wine, women, arts.
Ilian looks out at the swamp and was like, ah, yes, we have much of that to offer.
He likes being comfortable.
Hmm.
And
Must
I
be
don't
having a
think
bad
he's going
day.
to like the idea of being taken to justice.
Okay.
If whenever does Geo come to over the course of us traveling?
It takes him about a good day, day and a half to sweat out poison. During
Okay.
which time he is, cold, clammy, and uncomfortable. Outside of just
Excellent.
being bound.
In the meantime, like before Geo comes to, Amara is like trying to keep up like small talk with like mixed results and like kind of like when you run into someone like that you haven't seen in a really long time and you just don't know what their life is anymore and like you don't even know what to ask about, like just trying to find some kind of connection between
Do
that
you
and
still
then
like
looking
paper dolls?
I mean, we made our dolls out of like straw and rags, and we didn't have paper, Mage Toussaint.
Uh, give me a communications roll.
You got it. I'm actually not too bad at communication, or at least I'm better at it than perception.
If you have a specialization or a focus in it that you think could apply,
No, I have no specializations or
Okay.
focuses in communication.
Oh, that
That's an
face.
11.
okay. It takes you a few days to really kind of begin to wear her down. And it's
No,
not
that's
like
fair.
it's more of, there seems to be a lot to question in the way that she's looking at you.
Mhm.
And she brings up, okay, so when did you become a Templar? A lot of questions about who you are now. When did
Ilian
you...
interjects, Templar in training.
And she kind of, Chloe kind of looks at you and is just like, they always like that?
Yes. I think Amara would answer honestly, if a little vague about why she became a Templar. Like, she would say things like, well, things things changed, and there were only so many opportunities I had to get training or access to something besides what my parents had. And she kind of shrugs and she says, sometimes sometimes Templars are all that there is for people.
I understand. It's just, I still don't. Can I ask, did your order send you here?
They sent me to I was assigned to the chantry in Montefort. Was that the city we were in?
No.
Yeah.
Well, Montfort was,
Val Duce.
yeah.
Duce.
Valdusig.
Valduz.
Eidos. That's words.
I'm not an official Templar yet, so I haven't really been given any strong assignment besides just protecting Mage Toussaint as they do their research.
Amara, my love, could I interject a moment?
Luke?
The answer to your question, Mage Cleo, and she does that on purpose, is that no, the Mage and the Templar were not sent after Gilo. We volunteered to find, we volunteered to find out who killed Lord Moreau. So sent, no, we weren't sent after him particularly, or you. We discovered his, involvement on our own.
I'm gonna
We're
ask,
very perceptive.
I'm gonna ask this then. Whenever we get where, as close as I can get to where I'm going, will you let me go?
We're not holding you prisoner. I only grabbed you because Amara was worried about you.
And Amara's back is to Chloe at this point, like sitting in the chair. And she's quiet for a moment.
Oh, shit.
And she turns back and she says, I won't stop you from leaving. I won't even report you, provided that other parties involved, and her eyes, she turns over to Ilian, also agree to be more discreet about this. But I don't want to put you in any danger, Chloe. And I know you're not a danger to others.
So it might be nice if you dropped an occasional line now and then, just saying.
I have no interest in turning in. God, I can't remember last name. For someone who demands
Yeah.
to call people by last names, I'm the worst
Les
at
Sommer.
names. Les Sommer. Mage Les Sommer. I have no problem with organization. I have chosen to remain with the circle for many reasons, but have no problem with others going a different way.
It's fine. That's fair.
I am surprised you feel that way about an apostate.
And
Fleur
Amara
in
like,
Trading Palier.
Amara like flinches a little bit at hearing that word, and she says, "It's different, okay?"
Is it?
Yes.
Fascinating.
Chloe, for the most part, during a lot of this trip, will keep to herself, and she will talk to everyone. But that's unless you have a specific question for her. We'll have one more scene later on. But I want to be sure that we all get our what we need to do in tonight. Uh, so, what else are other people doing during this time period with this travel?
Lou's just kind of keeping an eye on Amara to make sure she's okay. As best that she can read. You know, she's starting to become very fond of these three people. And she wants to look out for them, though she'd never admit that to Leon unless she absolutely had to. But making sure that at the moment it's Amara that's conflicted, and she just wants to make sure that Amara's okay. Until we get to the questioning Gilo part.
Like, her eyebrows stay furrowed. She seems tense and lost in thought a lot. But every now and then, when she, like, is talking to Cleo, or she'll look back at Cleo, she'll get, like, these big puppy dog eyes. Like, she can't believe that, like, Cleo's here, and, like, see, like, what Cleo looks like as an adult, as grown. Like, the last time she saw her, they were children. And so, just kind of amazed that this is happening, that this overlap has happened, before going back to thinking very hard.
Lou does love that Amara is now calling Chloe Cleo. She fucking loves it.
Oh, damn it! Ah, Chloe. There we go, Chloe.
Leon, what are you going to be doing during the travel?
So I made a cutting check, and I got a 15 with three double threes, 3 on the stunt die. Leon is spending the entire trip. I think the first night of camping, he picks up a couple of the burnt, charred pieces of kindling to use as charcoal, and he has spent the trip drawing on the backs of some of these pieces of paper that were captured from Gilo's tent. And what he's been drawing is little miniature portraits or silhouettes of everybody. Or like so, for example, when Amara and Cleo were talking, there is a little charcoal of the two of them facing each other, like in that way. And there's one of like Lou looking over paperwork, and there's one of sorry, I almost said Amara again. There's one of oh my gosh, thank you, Ilian. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I forgot.
No, it makes me feel better about me forgetting.
No, you're right. I literally was watching our I was watching our feed, waiting for the name to circle. I was trying to buy time. One of Ilian also just kind of in thought, and that's just what he's kept quiet. He hasn't really said much to anybody. He's literally just focusing on these drawings for the trip.
Can we see you doing this?
Yeah.
You're not like being sneaky.
No, he's not like Leon's not like, hiding it. He's just, he's just drawing. And I'm gonna spend my 3 points on stunned silence.
Oh, I can't talk to you about it.
Well, I mean, it's for a full round, of course. But I mean, just that the charcoal work was good enough that it's surprising.
Really quick, for Leon, give me a communication check.
Yeah.
I'm looking for a 13 or higher.
Okay. 6 and 11, 14.
All right. As you're flipping through the papers, there is an intelligence communique from Duchalons. And it says disappearances. The Council of Heralds, Dead End, Azul. And that is all that's on the paper. Looks like it
Have
was
we
something
heard the term
scribbled.
Azul
Yeah.
before?
Well, right now this is in Leon's ball
Sorry,
court,
sorry.
but I do want to say it looks like it's a very small note, perhaps very hastily handwritten.
Okay. Is it handwritten like a note on the side of the paper, or is it like?
It is a note unto itself, so think like
Okay,
almost a
got it.
3x5 small piece.
Okay. Got it. So as Leon's looking for his next piece of paper to deface with art, he will find this card, look over it, and I think this may be important. Ilian, would you kindly read that and pass it up to Lou, please?
Yeah. Pass it on to Lou. Did
Mhm.
we hear something? The word Azul. Is that Giovanni for blue?
I'm
Was
gonna
that
go ahead.
anything that the crows mentioned?
No, but for Rev, for Livia, go ahead and give me a cultural lore check under cunning. I'm looking for a 16.
And cunning. 17.
Killing
You
it
know it
tonight.
as the name used in passing by a Ravani pirate.
Oh.
Is this someone I've ever met or had any dealings with?
You have had dealings with them in the past because they deal in contraband, obviously. And they masquerade largely as a merchant whenever they're in the area of Orlais. But you have not heard anything specific in a while, and it'll probably require you getting down to some of your sources that are closer to the river, as in the Great River.
This dagger that I carry around with me, does it look like it's something that him or one of his crew could have owned?
You actually are thinking
Lou's got
yes.
secrets. Lou's got
I didn't hear
secrets.
you,
Yes.
John.
Yes, it could be.
That will change Lou's demeanor over the... Just immediately, she will stiffen.
All right. Is there anything else anyone would like to do? So for Ilian or for Olivia, is there anything else you would like to do before we get to our interrogation?
Ilian, like to talk to. We've changed her name so many times. Chloe? Cleo?
Chloe.
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 Cleo is what Lou is calling Chloe, just to be
Chloe.
facetious.
When you first joined us, you were speaking with Amara, and mentioned your test.
My what?
Your test,
Yes.
and Ilian is gonna like look around just to make sure specifically that Amara cannot hear. I may have noticed that Templar in training Palier and I have maybe not what I would call the closest relationship. And I will admit I enjoy bothering them. Uh, I will say, of the Templars that I have had the misfortune and fortune of spending time with, she is by far the one. Any abuse of the circle has to be hidden from her, because she wouldn't tolerate it. I am in no interest in defending the Templars. You should know that your friend, to my deepest annoyance, is deeply noble. And if you tell her I told you that, I will make your life a living hell. And then Lillian pops back up to the front to sit with Lou.
You say that, and there's actually a bit of a wry smile on her face.
Let's be the second one to threaten her.
Shovel talk! And then if I could, I just wanted to be like, Leon, I'm so sorry, Monsieur Hubert. Sketches are lovely.
And Leon is completely caught off guard. He was very into the drawing. Oh, yes. Thank you. Just something to keep my hands busy, since they need to be kept busy.
Shadows on that one, and like being such a bitch, Ilian like pointing at one of them gently kind of brushes their hand against Leon's and then pulls back and acts like nothing happened.
Leon, like his smile, like kind of creeps up a little bit. It gets a little Grinch-like. It goes, and then it curls back down. Well, if you like that one so much, you can keep it. I wasn't planning on keeping these anyway. This is just something to pass the time.
Perhaps. I'm done now. Thank you.
Are you going to hang on to that page?
Yeah.
All right.
What
So-
was the drawing of, Frankie?
Ooh,
Which one of the party was the drawing of? Because that's all Leon was drawing.
Only people.
Only
That's it?
people.
Um.
They were all like studies.
Mhm. Are there any? Did you do any self-portraits? I assume no.
No.
Um. There was one in particular that is of Lou, and it's where she is smiling but trying to hide it from everyone. Like a smirk.
Oh.
All right. Well, let's get to
Wonderful.
a general.
Thank you for letting me take up so
interrogation.
much time. I will be.
No, you're good.
You're good.
General interrogation. You all have him. He is bound. He is unable to go anywhere. What is the information that you're going to try and seek from him?
Want to know if he knows why hit was put out.
And who his partner is.
Rose partner is, yeah. We know he was hired by a crow.
He was hired by Duchalance, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, he was.
He was already employed. I thought he was already employed by Duchalance. This came from the crow, the bad crow.
We also heard that he was a deserter, so we need to verify that as well.
deserter from Duchalon's or a deserter just before that?
We presume it was Duchalon. I mean, they could have used that as a ruse for him to be
Yeah.
out and kill Moreau.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna set a difficulty for each one of those pieces of information really quick. All right, so the hit I'm gonna set at a 15, as well as the partner is gonna be at a 15.
Mm-hmm.
Information.
And I can use
Sorry about that. Yes.
I was gonna say I can use persuasion.
Yes.
Should we all roll and try, or do you just want one of us to do it?
I'd prefer one of you because I'm gonna give you 3 different pieces you're looking for. So the hit,
Look it up, Blue.
information on their partner, and then the crow, or whoever hired them for this.
The Cirrus. Maybe.
Right. And I have a +2 to communication, but I imagine Ilian wouldn't be the one to interrogate him.
Yeah, I have a 4 and I have persuasion, so technically I have a +6 to the roll.
Well, you should do that.
You should do it.
I feel like Lou would anyway.
Leon is much like a courtroom sketch artist. Leon is drawing this, the interrogation.
Are you like drawing the interrogation with like violence that's not being committed on him as a cue to him that he should answer us to maybe make him more loose-lipped?
I feel like Leon's drawing, and then he keeps like while the questions are being asked, so like kind of edge up to him and like hold the paper up next to him and look at the paper and look and go like this back and forth, then go back and draw on it more, and then
Psych him out.
Amara's just gonna stand with her arms crossed and try and look big and intimidating.
Shout those biceps.
Oh yeah. Well, she has to hunch a little bit because we're in a wagon and she's 6'2".
are we? Well, I'm assuming that we are stopping.
It's not a
to
closed
camp.
wagon. Yeah, it's not a
Yeah, we're
closed
like-
wagon. It's open because it's
So-
it's for goods to be transported.
Excellent.
I assume this was when we were stopped for like the evening.
That's what I thought
Yeah.
maybe too, but
Mm-hmm.
No, that's good.
So information on the hit. What do we got?
6, 4, 10, 13.
Have a re-roll, remember,
19.
if you ever need it.
All right. So he's very forthcoming on the hits, and he explains. Look,
I hate him.
my boss offered me a good amount of money to eliminate him, and said that they were warning Duchalons that an attack was imminent, and was going to see to it that I was free to leave. And they would, with the understanding that my job, unknown to Duchalons, was to eliminate Lord Moreau. All I understand is that Lord Moreau was onto something, investigating something that was making people angry. The partner. So what do we have on that roll?
17.
Oh, fucking killing it tonight.
We don't know much about the partner. We don't really understand how the information came about, that how he even became aware that Lord Moreau was acting against the people who pay me. We know that they are located somewhere in the valley. The valley is a large area, it could be anywhere. We'd hoped that by eliminating Lord Moreau, that their partner would come out of hiding. But we had to leave before we could capture them. And information on the crow. This one I believe I set at the 17, correct?
Mhm.
Yep.
Three fives, so 5 on the stunt die, which is 15 plus 6 is 21.
Nice.
Jesus Christ!
They this takes a while to get this information out of them, but I'm going to say more likely using your fast talk or something along those lines. I mean, because they try everything. They say, look, I'll tell you if you let me go. I'll tell you for in exchange for this. And it's a psychological mind game that finally they admit that they were hired specifically by the Crows. And that they've had a singular contact amongst the Crows for some time. A performer who refers to themselves simply as Bosco. All right. Is there any other information you're going to try and get from them?
Amara. Oh, not well. Amara's. What's the best way to do this? I think, like, should we name drop the Cirrus to see if he reacts at all?
Mm.
Yeah. To have him tell us what he knows about the Cirrus and Azul.
Yep.
So let's go to the perception check for the Cirrus.
Okay, 6, 4, 5, which is 15, and 6 is again 21.
Your
Recognition.
dice even, Hyrule, do your dice even have ones on them?
They do.
At least they don't have
No
sevens.
sevens.
Oh, buddy.
Recognition and fear
Ooh.
when the name is said.
Nice.
Good call, Stevie.
And with Azul, it takes a little bit of time, but Gio finally says, Azul is interested in information. I don't...
Into what?
People who have disappeared.
Disappeared in what way?
That's the question. We think that Gio is looking into people who disappeared in the capital. But
You think
I-
Gio is or Azul is?
sorry, Azul.
Okay.
Azul is looking into people who have
Gio
disappeared.
would talk in the third person.
Yes, Gio would.
On whose behalf is he searching for this information?
Supposedly, and I don't understand why they'd be interested, but the people of someone in Ravani.
Just
They're-
someone.
I don't know that answer. They're looking for someone who's gone missing. Yes, Michael.
At the revelation that they're looking for the missing, you audibly hear the stick, the charcoal stick that Leon is drawing with snap.
Hmm.
And Leon's attention goes from the paper to looking at Gio. Like just hard, locked eyes, waiting to hear the next piece of information.
Hmm.
Look, if you, all I know is that is something that Azul has made his mission. He wants to know whatever has happened. So if there's people out there who want to know where the Council of Heralds are, or other people who have gone missing, Azul's the person to talk to.
Is it? Sorry, this is a Frankie question. I should have raised my hand. Is it common knowledge? Like, would I know that other people have gone missing?
Uh, it's rumor, and that this has been a rumor since the beginning that when the attack happened on the Capitol,
Yeah.
a great deal of people are missing. And I believe the Crow 2 episodes ago also dropped that.
Sorry.
No, it's all good. That there were more people missing than anyone knew, and that it was what made it very unusual was it wasn't all just people of note. It was the entire castle, scullery maids, to guardsmen were all gone in that night.
Hmm.
Lou just stands up and walks away.
Amara points at Gio, knowing that he's fully tied, and says, "Stay right there." And um, walks over to Lou and slowly reaches out an arm, hesitates, but then puts it on Lou's shoulder.
Are you
Says,
walking up from behind her?
"Yep."
She physically jumps.
Oh, sorry, Lou. I didn't.
No. You're fine. You're fine.
Is everything all right?
Would you take a walk with me?
Of course.
And she'll walk off purposely to where they're away that she can see everybody else at the camp to see if anyone approaches.
Yeah.
And she reaches back and she slides. She's like standing with Amara kind of between her and everyone else, so she can kind of still see, and pulls out the dagger that she has, and it's wrapped up, and she hands it over to Amara. That may belong to this Ravani pirate.
To Azul? How? Where did we get this dagger?
I found it in my mother's chest.
Oh, Amara carefully wraps the dagger back up.
I need you to hold on to that for me.
I will.
If anything happens to me, I need you to take it to Port Dublé. And I need you to make contact with, Leoso, the little bird.
Okay. But
I think I'm one of the people that Azul's looking for.
well, we're not gonna let anything happen to you, Lou.
There's a little bit more, Amara. My name's not Luvia. My name is Daniela Reyes Ruiz. I am the Ravani Sirius's daughter. My mother was murdered, and I was framed for it. So I fled. That's the only evidence I have is what you have in your hands.
Amara just kind of like takes it all in, kind of rocks back on her heels, and goes,
My mother was a powerful woman.
and
So,
she raised a powerful daughter.
yeah, well, I fled like a coward, didn't I?
Not a
And
coward.
she's literally got tears in her eyes.
And Amara holds the dagger in one hand and holds it down by her hip, and goes, Lou, and like places her hand on Lou's shoulder and like lowers her head a little bit, like, Lou, you are anything but a coward. You did what you had to do to survive.
And she just kind of melts into Amara. Sorry, Amara. She just kind of...
No, Amara takes her into a big hug.
We see this.
Yeah, you would see that part. You'd see her lean in and Amara hug her.
Lillian kind of leans over to Leon and goes, "Wait, I thought the kiss was like a joke."
Maybe they weren't acting.
For them.
Leon will take the finished drawing of Gilo and kind of hold it up and show it to him.
What's the drawing?
I mean, it's literally of
Oh.
him being questioned. It's another study.
You've got quite a gift there.
Yes, but sometimes it's wasted. And Leon will take the paper and like kind of hold it over the fire and let it burn down to his fingertips.
Well, I don't suppose a man such as yourself would be willing to let me go for a bit of coin, eh?
A man such as myself. Care to elaborate?
I've known many artists in my lifetime. What I'm offering you is no pittance that'll, let you live off of what? Isn't a artist's attic kind of a thing? What if you could own a house on your own?
As much as I enjoy a little wine, some company, and of course my art, I have better taste than to associate with you.
Tastes are fleeting. Are you certain you want to give up the money that I could offer? Bad
Money
tastes can be
comes-
washed away with wealth.
Money comes and goes, as you well know. And someone with my talent will certainly find another, more fitting home than the one you took from me.
Interesting. Interesting.
Enjoy the quiet. Enjoy your ride back to justice. I don't suppose you'll live much longer than that.
You know. And he leans forward. She knows about you. She knows about all of you.
Does she?
He leans even further. He whispers 3 words. For the Cirrus. And when he says this, his eyes become bloodshot. He starts to.
Did you?
Yes, I said sharts.
It's
It's
just,
not what he does,
I was
though.
I was gonna say nobody call it out, but it's too late.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. That was such a
Oh.
good moment. I'm sorry. I am a 12-year-old.
It's okay. Good funny moments happen. And maybe he
Sorry.
does in his death throes as he begins to, kind of pulsate just before his eyes burn out, blood dripping from the sockets, and he falls over dead.
What the fuck?
There is a moment of shock for Leon. He's never seen this before. And as Gil's body like falls to the side, Leon will kind of bend down, lay him flat, like kind of turn him on his back, take the broken piece of charcoal and draw a mustache on him. And then throw the charcoal in the fire.
And it is with that we call this evening to a close.
I want to keep playing.
I know.
Can we just keep playing for another 2 hours? That's fine. I don't have to get up in the morning.
Well, that is where we're going to call it, though. So, Gio drops his little bomb, and we still have Chloe with us as we continue our way toward where the conflict seems to be all coming together. So, that said, next week we will not be back. We're actually going to take a week off. I believe that is correct. Yes, Michael?
Next week, I think yes. Let me
Or
double
actually, no,
check.
is that 2
No,
weeks?
it was the following week. It's the 26th.
28. 26,
All right.
sorry.
So we'll be back next week then. The week after, we will be taking a break. Michael is going to be working on sound for a show, correct?
Yes, I'll be doing live sound effects on stage for a radio performance.
Which sounds freaking amazing.
It's a lot of fun.
Does anybody else want to mention anything else before we go ahead and call it an evening? Anything going on for anyone? No? All right. Well, I will mention that, again, we have a Discord and a Discord community. In about another week, I will, on Thursday night, be running Acton Cthulhu on our Discord server as a demo both this next week and the week after on Thursday. And it is a open environment. What I mean by that is I don't do reserves. There is no reserve for people to show up and come play. It is a first come first serve, picking out characters, and it's a open table, which means that if 20 people show up, we all hang out and we have fun, eat food, snack, watch the game, talk about the characters and our choices, and you can heckle the game a little bit as long as it's kind of nice, within nature. And it's just about, showing up and learning a new system, but it is not broadcasted. So the only way to see it and participate is to come onto the Discord and go there. Again, it's the 2D20 Act on Cthulhu series, our game that has come out from Modiphius. We'll be doing that this month, and then next month we'll also be doing another 2D20 property from Modiphius. And my goal is to make our way through all the properties that they have currently. So again, come join our Discord. And we will see all of y'all out there. I'm going to be at Chaosium Con tomorrow. So if you are headed to Ann Arbor for Chaosium Con, come say hi. All right. And with that, I think it's good night, everyone. So good night, and we'll see you in 1 week. Bye.